Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My voice is audible?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
There are three alumni is connected to just speak about the how to IBM recruit and what kind of preparation is needed, right? So one is Subhasish. Subhasish, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then Prerna Singh.
Yeah.
Uh, Simran, have you joined?
Yeah, sir.
Okay. Okay, Subhasis, first you start, and then go for Prerna, then Simran. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Subhasis, just switch on your camera. That is needed. Okay.
Uh, Sir, there is a problem with the camera. I think there will be
Oh,
a problem.
okay, no issue, no issue. Other can do. Okay, just start.
Okay, yeah. So, good afternoon, everyone. I hope I'm audible. So, before we begin, I just want to ask one thing. Are you guys already giving interviews? Are you aware of the basic placement process, or you people haven't sat in any interviews? Hello.
You are audible, Subhashish.
Okay. So I am assuming you people have already gone through, or you have already sat in a couple of interviews, so you know the basic what and all we have. So basically, usually we have an aptitude round, and then we have after that there are a few one or two coding rounds, and after that there is the interview round, which is like the technical interview and the HR interview, right? So I'll just explain what happened during our recruitment of IBM, since I was also placed in IBM from the college campus placement only. Usually there will be 3 to 4 rounds, but for us there were six, in fact 7 rounds. The first round was games round. This was something we didn't find anywhere else. IBM was the only company which had games round. So there is nothing as such which you can say as a preparation of the games round. It's not actually games, but it's like they what they did was they just gave a basic of like uh, they'll give some things which will depict how fast you can maybe react to situations. So there is just it was just normal, nothing out of the box actually. The second round was an apti round. The apti round was more or less of a basic, like if you have the basic knowledge, so it will be sufficient for you to clear the apti round. And the third round was the emotional intelligence round. Emotional intelligence round, I guess you guys have already sat in some of the interviews which have this round. Like they'll basically give you questions like, let's suppose you are in this situation, how would you react to it? They'll give examples of few scenarios, scenario based questions it will be basically, where you can just answer with honest. I mean, don't try to bluff the invigilator, because ultimately they'll understand what's going on in your mind. So it's like basically understanding how you are as a person. And as far as I remember, a lot of people from our batch got like didn't get selected after this round. So there's nothing to worry. Just answer the questions with honesty, and that's how the emotional intelligence round works. After that, there was an English round, and in the English round, mostly, usually we get a set of questions, and uh, you have to, the person with the more correct answers gets qualified for the next round. But here it was a little different. There was unlimited questions, and the more questions you answer correctly, that is the directly you'll get a chance to qualify towards the next round. And round five is the coding round, where I got two questions, I mean two codes basically. We had to pass the test cases, and the most the people which have a minimum number of test cases passed, they qualify for the final round, which was the technical and HR interview. So this is what we got, but basically what I want to say is it's nothing usual out of the box. Just you have to prepare whatever you have been preparing up till now. Obviously, Rahul sir's notes is very important, and uh, that is uh, that is the thing which will help you to prepare the most. And apart from that, I'll give you a few other options as well. You guys have already would have heard about the online websites which are helping to which are helping for the interview and the placement processes. Like for coding, you might have heard about HackerRank. Most of you would be practicing there. Those of you who have not practiced, I guess you can create your profile on HackerRank and start coding there. I mean, for coding, Geeks for Geeks and HackerRank, these two websites are sufficient to get you placed in IBM or for any other good company for that matter. And for anything for theory perspective, Tutorials Point is there. Geeks for Geeks is again an all-rounder. It will give you all-round knowledge. Java T Point is what I used to refer. I am not sure if it is still online. Maybe the website might have been taken down, but the Tutorials Point, Geeks for Geeks, HackerRank, if you practice from these websites, there is a high chance that you'll get selected. Because anything, let's suppose you forgot what an exception is, or a basic theory, you can just look that same thing on Tutorials Point or Geeks for Geeks. It'll the way that they explain that is very easy to understand for any person. Like there are a lot of websites, but these three websites which I mentioned, Geeks for Geeks, for all round preparation, for theory, Tutorials Point, and for coding, HackerRank. So if you follow these three websites, I think more or less you will be very much prepared for your IBM interview. Basically, what they ask is during the interview, basically what they'll ask is the OOPS concepts, the DBMS concepts, a bit about data structures. My negative point was that I didn't have that much strong knowledge on data structure. But then again, whatever you know, you should be good at it. Uh, it's not like you need to be a master, but uh, basically you should be good on that. So and now because of this AI, maybe they would expect a bit about you understanding how to use AI tools. Maybe that's not, but that's not, again, it's not compulsory. Even if you don't know, it's not a problem. But what you should know is the basic academic knowledge that you are already having. That should be really brushed up. Whenever you are going for the interview, you should be really clear on uh, the things which I mentioned, like DBMS, SQL query. They can give you query or to write on the spot. You have to be on all that will be basic. It will not be like they'll ask something very hard or something. If you have basic knowledge, you will understand that. So the only thing is that you have to just prepare. I am not sure how much time you have, but it won't take much time. Like every day, if you just give a few things, if you keep brushing, you'll be really ready in like 10-15 days. That's it. I mean, it's not that you have to know anything from the start. You guys already have the knowledge. The only thing which you need to brush up is the things, like they'll give a real importance on OOPS concepts. They'll maybe try to give you a couple of tricky questions. Like I'll just give an example. Let's say they'll ask about in the interview, let's say they ask about the difference between finali and finally keyword. So then you have to understand what these three are, and then you have to just differentiate, so that will just give them the idea that you are aware of this. I mean, the most common misconception people have is that I need to be a master in something. It's not like you have to be a master. All that is required is that whether you understand the basic or not, whether you understand how something is working or not. Let's say if somebody asks you about exception, you should understand what is happening when you run a code in exception, what is happening in the background. So that's the basic thing they want. That's nothing more than that. The only thing which is required is just keep calm. It's not some rocket science. I mean, if I can do, most of you all can do. It's not very tough. The only thing is that you have to brush up every day. You have to continuously spend some time understanding whatever you don't know. Let's say you don't know what a particular thing is. Just if you look up the websites I mentioned, if you just look up there, I think you'll understand in very short time what that is, and the basic how much uh, is required for interview. There, all that you'll understand very quickly. So yeah, that's about it. And yeah, I think that's it. And if you want to know about IBM, IBM is a great place to work. Honestly, I have going to complete 5 years in April, but I think it's really good. I mean, everybody should be uh, trying to secure this. It's a very good opportunity actually, and you'll get to learn a lot of things. And the best thing about IBM is that um, they'll only be give like you'll only be given you only have to give time during your work hours. Outside of your work hours, you don't have to give a lot of time. That's the best thing about IBM. And yeah, the balance of your work life balance, the work life balance is very good there. So yeah, mm, that's about it. I think if you guys have any questions, you can. I'm happy to help. Yeah, that's it.
Good afternoon. I'm Subhranshu Mahante.
Okay.
I actually wanted to ask you that you talked about the coding questions, right? So,
Yes.
how's the difficulty level of that coding questions that you faced?
Difficulty level is medium. It's not very high level, and it's as I said, if you I mentioned three websites, right? Geeks for Geeks is there, Hacker Rank is there, Tutorials Point is there. If you uh, practice from these websites, and if you already refer to the notes, I think Rahul sir would have already given you a lot of questions on all the different topics. If you just follow that, that will be sufficient for you to clear the coding round. Mm, it's not like something very difficult. And one more thing about coding round which I want to tell is, um, let's suppose you are at the coding round, and let's suppose your the solution which you have provided, the code which you have done, is not passing the test cases. That does not mean that you are disqualified. The first thing that you should do in a coding round is try to solve all the test cases. I think for me, I had around 17 test cases, and I managed to pass 14, I think. I mean, if your code doesn't pass all of the test cases, does not mean that you are disqualified. You have to pass the most number of test cases. So your first focus should be on doing the correct code. Let's suppose if you could not do the correct code, if your code was not able to pass the test cases, before you submit, just submit a code which will be passing most of the test cases. Try and pass most of the test cases out of how many you can do. So that is very important in a coding round. Like, don't give up if your code is not correct. Try to pass like the most number of test cases. And one more thing, the code which you write will not be evaluated by a person. It will be just evaluated by an automated script which will be running and which will determine your code. It's not like a person will physically check what code you have written. So the only thing which you have to understand here is your code should be passing more test cases to make you qualify to the next round. That's it. Obviously, your first priority has to be solving the code correctly. But let's suppose you couldn't solve it in the time given. You have to try and secure most of the test cases. That's it. Yeah.
Do IBM prefer any like a single programming language, or you can pick any programming language?
Yeah, about that, I think most of you would be comfortable in C and Java, right? I'm not sure. Java would be, most of you would be comfortable, but try to have knowledge on multiple programming languages. Obviously, they are not focusing on programming language, like how many programming language you know or not, but they'll be focusing on whether you understand the logic. Let's suppose if you are given a Fibonacci series, do you understand what you are doing, and like do you understand the code you have written is basically the most important thing. Whatever code you are writing, you have to make sure that you understand it. So if you understand it, that's enough. And uh, I had knowledge on Java, Python, and C. These were the three languages which I had. And I think Python, even if you don't know Python, it is very easy to learn the basics of Python, which won't take long. It will be very in a very short time you can learn. Like even if you don't know anything about Python, you can learn the basics of Python in a few days time. So yeah, and C and Java, I guess you are already having the knowledge from first year. So that's it. So these three languages, if you go through, that should be enough, I think. Yeah.
In
Sir, I
coding
have.
questions, okay, okay, you continue. Sorry.
No, no, you continue, please. Then I'll continue. No issue.
Uh, I actually wanted to ask that in coding questions, do IBM prefer any specific DSA like topic or what is mostly asked? I wanted to ask that.
Um, it's not like they'll always ask for DSA. That will be asked rarely, but yeah, I in my case I didn't have a DSA question. Mostly it will be around your usual questions which you solve for your class and which you prepare for your interview. Uh, it can also be DSA, but yeah, there is less chance of you getting a DSA question. But again, you have to be prepared on DSA, because you cannot, like, you shouldn't have any uh, negative points for yourself. So for that, you have to get prepared on DSA, obviously. But if you are not prepared on DSA, again, try to get the basic things. That's it. Then you can. That should be enough.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I think Manisha was asking a
Yes, sir.
question. Yeah.
Sir, actually, I have one doubt, which is like if someone is not coming from the non-coding, right, like
Yeah.
me. So, is there any opportunity in IBM like data analyst, data scientist, like that? So, please give me information about this.
Yeah, obviously, actually, many of my friends were not from a coding background.
Hmm.
Um, so, as I said, the basic preparation which you need is if you spend time on the websites that I mentioned, your theory will be sufficient to clear the interview. Okay, and
Yes.
once your interview is cleared, then again you will get a role based on whatever you're comfortable in.
Okay.
So that's it. I mean, the first thing is that you can just keep on brushing the theory concepts on these websites, and also try and refer the notes. Those things will not take time. I mean, if you just spend 15 days, if you give strong effort 15 days, that will be sufficient for you to prepare the for the IBM placement, even if you are not from a coding background. So it's not like not possible. It is possible for most people, and I remember that from my batch also, my friends not very good or in the coding department, they also managed to crack the placement. So it's not like very difficult for you also. The only thing is that if you give time regularly, you will be able to, even you can for a job. It's not a problem.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Also, one more point which I forgot to mention. Try to do projects. You all might have already done academic projects, but try to do small projects on from yourself. Like you should be able to, if you can do small projects by yourself, if you can mention that in your resume, that is also very attractive to the recruiters. Like, let's suppose you are sitting in the interview, they might, if you have mentioned that you have done this project, they'll just they might ask that what you have done in this project or how you have done that. So if you can explain that, that will give a very positive impact. So like the best thing in your resume is if you can include projects, like, and project by project I do not mean very big long projects. Small small projects which do not take much time, there are also those are also very effective. Like, I'll give you a couple of examples. One thing I did was one project which I did was junk file organizer using Python. So I had basic knowledge on Python, and then I looked up in the internet what projects are available on Python, what kinds of projects we can do. So there was uh, so then I got this idea of this junk file organizer. Basically, let's say you have in your I have explained this in the earlier talks also. Like, let's suppose you have in your desktop you have a lot of items. Let's say there are 5 songs, and let's say there are 5 videos, and there are 5 images, there are 5 documents, and your desktop is, let's say, filled with everything. So what we can do is we can just uh, try to organize all of that in a file. So like um, we can just put I'll give you the basic understanding. Let's say if you can just organize all of the file name extensions, if you can just organize in an array and then sort based upon the video format and based on the audio formats. Let's say like, we know MP3 is an audio format, so you can just put all the MP3 formats in a separate folder. There is a code to create a folder. There is a code to move an item into a folder. So if you just run them one by one, if you just Google them, what is it and how it is done, so you will be able to understand this thing. So the basic thing is that the more understanding you have on this, the more like, project is a direct practical knowledge on your whatever academic thing you're learning. So if you do a few projects, uh, it will be very useful. Like the one I mentioned, junk file organizer, that can be done in 2 to 3 hours. So if you find small projects which is like which you can explain to the interviewer, that is very, like, that will give you a very positive feedback about you. So yeah. That's it. If you look up into internet on whatever domain you are comfortable, if you just look up projects on that domain or on that subject, that will be very very good for your, like, let's suppose when you are chatting on WhatsApp, so the predicting of the next word, how does WhatsApp do that, or how any chatting platform does that? If to complete a sentence, whenever I'm writing, I'll get automated words which come to complete the sentence. How that is a very simple example that will not take long for you to understand. So those things, if you have basic understanding, just look around into the applications, you will understand. All those are very basic. It for some of you it may seem very difficult, but if you just understand, go up into the internet and understand, that will not take much time. It will hardly take 1 to 2 hours to understand all these things. Yeah, that's it.
Sir, how many projects do you think is sufficient for a good resume?
No, I mean, it's not, there is not a number, but the only thing is that even if you have one project, you should be able to explain that project. It's not like you have copied from somewhere, or even if you copy, I'll give the worst case scenario. Let's say you are not able to make a project and still you are copying from somewhere, but after copying, you should be able to understand it completely. You should be able to explain it and do another project on your own. I mean, it should not be like you have just copied from somewhere. Whatever you do, it should be your own thing. Make very small projects, which is and if you can just do very small project and just explain them. Small projects don't take much time. In 2 3 hours, you can do a small project. So, and if you can explain that to them, they'll be satisfied with you. So that's it.
Okay, any other query?
Sir,
Yeah,
so there is a video recording round. It is written in the email. Do you have any idea what will they ask?
video recording round. I am not sure if there would be a video recording round. It would be maybe for if your interview is conducted online, that can be a video. But I don't think there would be any video recording round. I'm not sure actually. Um, no, the only thing, even if it is a video recording round, they might ask you something. Maybe you have to turn on the video and explain it. Maybe that's it. Nothing much more than that.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you, Subhasish.
Yeah, thanks all. Thank you, sir. I mean, if you guys have any other doubts, you can always reach out to me later. It's not a problem. Yeah. Thanks all.
Prerna, you can start.
Yeah. Hi everyone. I hope I am visible and audible to you all. Can anyone confirm, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, thanks. So, hi everyone. First thing first, thank you to Rahul sir for giving me this opportunity to talk to you guys. And secondly, I will give you guys a little bit like intro about myself so that you guys can understand my background also. So, my name is Prerna Singh. I did my BTech. I completed my BTech from Trident Academy of Technology. I am a 2021 pass out, and I got placed in Mastic. That was the first company, and that was the on-campus company. I got it from the college itself. There, basically in college, I was doing this Java. Like my main domain was Java in college. I used to do coding in that. I also had the knowledge in C++ and a little bit of Python and all those things like SQL and everything. But my main domain was Java at that moment. But then when I joined Mastic, I totally switched basically the line. In that company, they introduced me to this Oracle technologies. So there I became a web developer. So I used to develop like web applications, whatever website or web application you see basically, that I used to develop there using the Oracle technologies. After that, I worked with Oracle. I worked with Mastic for 2 years, and then I switched to Oracle. There, I worked for 2 years, and then I currently I am working with BDO, and there I am working as a ERP developer too. So yeah, basically overall, I am a web app developer. So Subhasish already explained you guys about the interview process and everything, and I also get interviewed with IBM at some point of my time. So when I was getting interviewed with Oracle, at the same time I was doing the interview with IBM also, and I got selected also. But because the Oracle offer came, a little early, so I joined Oracle. But yeah, IBM is also a very renowned and good company. I need not to, put more pressure on that. We all know IBM, right? So what my interview process was very different. It was very different with whatever Subhasish has gone through, because it was a placement. But in my case, because I switched from one company to another company, so it was a whole different experience for me. They asked majorly about my projects, what projects I did in my company. They told me basically to explain that. Okay, in my interview round, basically I just had the two technical rounds and then the third round with the director and then the HR discussion. But usually, when you go by this campus placement, you have to first go through the coding round, oh no, sorry, aptitude and reasoning round, and then you have this technical round. Maybe one or two different company prefer different, aspects. So in some companies it's one round only. In some of the companies you may find 2-3 rounds of technical interviews, and then you have to go through that personal interview and then the HR round, like as usual. And whatever extra is coming, like someone said, the video call round or the game round, so that is something extra. Some of the company prefer that, but usually it's the apti reasoning technical round, personal interview, and then the HR round. Okay, so in my case it was first the technical round. So in that technical round they basically asked me to write a whole code in JavaScript. Basically they gave me a scenario and they told me to write a code. Before that they told me to explain the project I did and like end-to-end process, what was my role in that project and everything. So I did explain that, and after that they told me to share your screen and write a code in JavaScript on a given topic. I did that. And one thing which I noticed, I will not talk about DSA and everything because I already know that you guys in fourth year, you already might have heard a lot about DSA and everything. You might have already prepared about DSA and everything. So I will not talk about that because there is Code Chef and everything. Subhasish already mentioned few of the, a platform where you can practice your code. Then you have mock interviews also. Suppose you are done with your coding, that like now you are very confident that I can code to any given question. So in that case you can attempt for the mock interviews. Okay, that is also there in all the given platform, coding practice platform. So maybe you can opt for that mock interviews. It will give you a confident like how to sit an interview and how to answer the questions in that way. So yeah, that's that. But one thing which I personally noticed during my interview is that I see that many people know that how to code. They are very good in technical knowledge, but they do not know how to communicate in an interview. Okay, so whenever you are doing any code, like suppose the interviewer has given you any question, and now you are thinking about the solution. So don't go and silently code in front of him or her, whatever, whoever is taking the interview. Just try to communicate with them. Okay, that okay, this is the question and this is how I think that I can proceed. This is all approach I know, and maybe I will go by this way. So you can basically communicate your ideas with the interviewer. Okay, this will give a clear idea that okay, you are confident, you know something, and then only you are starting to implement. Don't just go and blindly write your code and everything, because they do, first thing first, they do not expect you to be perfect in coding, that okay, I have given this question so they need to answer it fully and run all the test cases. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. Like you need not to do like a perfect coding, but the idea should be there to the interviewer that okay, you know something, you have this idea. You're basically how you are doing the approach, right? How you are approaching the question, that is what exactly matters. And that is what the case with me also. I will tell you guys honestly, when I was doing interview with this IBM, I did my code in JavaScript, but it wasn't very correct. Like at the end, I just messed up something. But during the whole process, I was communicating this thing with the interviewer that okay, this is my approach and this is how I am following it. So yeah, even if it was wrong, but then also I get selected, and I got this feedback from the interviewer that okay, because just because you were communicating, so I know that you know the coding very well, but you just need to brush up a few things and we are good in that way. Now second thing, when I had my directoral round with the director of the IBM, he was like with IBM for last 12 years or something like that. So first thing first, he told me that don't take this as an interview. Just consider that we are chit chatting, but keep one thing in mind, that we are doing it in a fun way, but this is not for fun. Okay, this is what he mentioned. So basically, he made me comfortable. He asked me like, what made you choose your first company? Like, how was your college and everything? And then he took the information from me. He make a list of out of it, and then he just convinced me that why should I join IBM over Oracle, because at that time I had Oracle offer. So yeah, that's that. So Oracle, I mean IBM interview, the interviewer, both the interviewer were like very good to me, very nice to me. So you just need to be very comfortable in the interview. Okay, it's not like they will ask some question and you need to give the answer. No, it's not like that. You have to communicate to them. Okay, this is the most important thing which I learned. It is not always about the interview. It is about how you are looking into the problem and the problem solving skill you have. Okay, they are looking for that. One girl asked about the coding and non coding background, right? So in IT we don't only have like coding jobs. Okay, IT doesn't mean the development team or the technical team. It's all about the other things also. We have functional, we have non-functional, coding, non-coding jobs, everything we have. But to get the interview during the placement, you need to know like a basic of coding, right? So that you can clear the coding round, you can clear the aptitude reasoning, and then only you will get interviewed, and after that you can select your career or whatever is there. And second thing, focus more on your projects. Okay, coding, I know you all must have been doing a lot in the coding practice. Do that continuously. That will definitely help you guys. But the other thing is that focus on your project. Okay, good, like build good projects, at least 3 of them. I'm not talking about like big projects as Subhasish mentioned. That is very correct, I agree with him. You need not to do like big projects. You can do small projects, that is also fine. But you should have the understanding like what exactly you are doing, even if you are downloading it using the AI or whatever you are doing. But just be sure that you have the idea what that project is actually doing. Okay, so that you can explain this to the interviewer. So yeah, that's that. And whatever you are putting in your CV, just make sure that you are able to answer each point, whatever is mentioned in the CV. Because in the IBM second round, they basically took out my CV. They read out my CV, and whatever I had mentioned in the CV, whatever technology and projects I have mentioned in that, they just asked me from that particular CV only. So don't fake a lot in your CV. Just, I'm not saying that don't fancy your CV, do that, but then yeah, be ready to answer whatever you have mentioned there. Okay, I hope that I talked enough, because Subhashish already talked about the interview process and everything. So yeah, that's all. Do you guys have any questions? If you have, you can just unmute yourself and ask me the question. I hope everyone have ideas, so they don't have any questions. They already asked. But yeah, if you have any question, I have my LinkedIn. You can, reach out to me anytime if you have anything, any question related to anything. Okay.
Ma'am, as a fresher, is very difficult to getting a job in this kind of MNC's company. So can you tell me, as a fresher, what type of preparation we need to done?
First thing first, why do you feel that it's very difficult? If your preparation is good, you should not be afraid of anything. Okay, be confident with whatever you are doing and do it with honesty. Okay, don't do like you just download the projects and you don't care about that. Okay, what is happening in the project, I don't know, I just downloaded for the sake of the CV. No, don't do that. Be honest with your preparation. Prepare the aptitude reasoning. You just be have to consistent with that. Okay, you need not to be perfect, but you have to be consistent. You need to show up. Okay, showing up is the most important thing. Because I will tell you my real life example. When I got placed in Mastic, it was on campus, but because the company was not very renowned or whatsoever, like not very famous, so many students just rejected it. Okay, we will not sit in this interview, it's not very famous, or whatever whatsoever the reason was. But I did show up, because at that moment I thought that I will get an idea, right? It's not a loss for me in any of the ways. I will just sit in the interview. I will get to know like what kind of questions they are asking and all. So it is a kind of preparation for me. So I sit in that interview, and luckily I got selected, and they supposed to be in basically in the Oracle technology, which is like a good thing for me now, because of that only I am now I worked with Oracle and then the BDO company. So yeah, just keep appearing, just keep showing up in the interviews. Even if you are getting rejected, no loss. It's not a loss for you basically, because you will get to know something, right, in that interview, that okay, what kind of questions they are asking. You can make a note of that, you can prepare about that, and that's how you will get confident about yourself, right? So yeah, that's something that you need to do. Keep showing up for the interviews, for the practice, for the coding, everything, and that will definitely help you in some or the other way.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Prerna, just one question from my side. My
Yeah,
voice is audible?
yeah, yeah, audible.
Yeah. As a fresher, what kind of thing is needed in a resume?
Okay. So basically, they will see in the when you are a fresher, you cannot just add experiences, right? That is, I will say you cannot add experiences. So in that place, you can add projects, good projects, right? You can add the skills, whatever skills you have, and then projects basically, because they will focus more on the projects, and they will try to get an idea from you that okay, you have mentioned this good big project in your resume, but are you actually worked on this one? Like, do you have any idea of the roadmap, the pipeline, how this works, what is the front end, back end, and the middleware you're using? So basically the whole process they will try to understand. So yeah, projects is one thing that you need to focus on. And sometimes some companies see this CGPA and all, but then that is very subjective. Not every company look for that. So yeah, be a good be good be good in your projects. Basically whatever projects you are doing, that needs to be like a good one, and you understand that project end to end. That is what something will help you guys. I hope I'm clear.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, any doubts from student side? Okay. Okay, Simran, now you can start.
Uh, so this side Simran here. So first of all, thank you Rahul sir for giving such a great opportunity to me to come here and talk with the students of our college on and representing college for and leveling up their skills for the. So I will not say much about my experience because I don't have a much experience about interview because I was already means when I was in the college state I was placed with college to the company name as Travix Technology, where it was I was into the basically in a non-coding background. Actually, as per the students were having the questions like why we can't come to the coding background. I was also afraid about the non-coding, so I was means coding, so that is why I was also come to the non-coding background. But afterwards there I go and I learned many things about coding and everything, and then I switched to the different company name as Ericsson Global, and now there I'm working as a Salesforce developer. So and admin sorry, basically I'm working as a Salesforce admin there, not a developer. But as I was also a couple of years back I was giving interview for the IBM, and there what Subhasish told was totally correct. In the very start, as a starting of the interview, they basically have 4 5 rounds of interview. In the very start they ask you about the basic question about DCA, as you all guys know. As Prerna mentioned that we can't say much about DSA, but DSA is important because there some basic knowledge like what I brush up like is was array and strings and data structure and algorithm SQL. They ask basically basic questions about SQL and database and DSA. And afterwards when you means clear this, then there would be an English communication round, and that in English communication round what will happen, they will give you some sort of paragraph, and there would you have to find some synonyms and antonyms and something short basic questions about that. Okay. And afterwards I know everyone is bit afraid about interacting with such a big fame like big name as IBM, because it's a very means known company and everyone knows about the IBM, and launching into the IBM and coming is very means give a level up to your resume and everything. And talking about the resume, what would I suggest? That yeah, in a basic, we don't need to show up something. You just basically put your whatever the career details you have about your plus 2 level, 10th level, and BTech level, whatever you have. And then afterwards, at the ending, you can write that whatever project you have designed in your college, or you have gone for any internship for in the 4th year. Because I have also mentioned internship, because I was doing that time an internship in Tata Steel, basically for website designing. So I just mentioned that. But if you are not fully confident about that project, then please don't mention it, because basically they will ask you the questions regarding whatever projects you have given over there. So I'm not talking about it whatever you have given, prepared a project with the team. I'm just talking prepare a short project, but make it very clear and brush it up every day. I would suggest you to brush it up, your aptitude, reasoning, and this project level, whatever this is for 1 hour, nothing more than that you need it. And don't worry that IBM is would be rejecting you for any short things. No, that is not the point. If you are clear with your question, if they are clear with whatever questions they have asked you, you have clear with that, they will definitely take you up. Okay. And 1 hour is means basically 1 hour is enough for you, nothing more than that. And project, build a small project and be very confident. And someone has talked about what type of programming language they will ask. If you are confident with C or C++, just go with it. Don't if you are not confident with Java, then don't ask the don't give the interview based on Java. Because if you are selected in the first round, then in the second round, in the technical round, they will ask you question whatever the programming you have written over there on that same language, not with Java. They will ask you because you have not written the interview on Java language. Okay, so whatever language you are giving over there, just be prepared on that. I was also doing the same, because I was also not very confident about coding. As Prerna and I was previously a classmate, so we were also knowing that we were not very confident about coding. And Rahul sir also knows that I was very means back in coding, that I was basically I was very afraid of coding. But what I was doing in couple of years back, I was just learning the basic knowledge, taking the basic things and repeating it by every day, and that has basically paid me off. So and what I would suggest you in the English communication skill, be very confident. Because while giving the interview, they will basically focus how you are answering, if you are taking it as a pressure or not, something like that. Okay, so just while giving the interview, just be very clear. Whatever you know, just answer that. If you don't know, just you can simply answer that I don't know. If you would get a chance, then you will basically learn and do it. Because I know when I was given an interview in IBM they have asked me very silly question, you can say, in the technical round. Very silly question. They have asked, do you know how to use Excel in an advanced level? That was a very silly question, but I answered him that yeah, I know how to use Excel in an advanced level. So they told okay, okay, that's fine. That's this a simple question they will ask, basic questions. DSA is important. That is really important, because in my time, and someone has asked what is this interview means video conferencing interview. In that I would suggest that when I was also giving the interview for the IBM, yes, it was there a video conferencing interview. What was that now? In that they will basically give you some points, and you have to answer that point in a video call, and that would be recorded, and that would be checked afterwards. They will check how confident you have answered in the video, and you will be because that shows that how you will be interacting with their clients, basically. Okay, so that is the video conferencing part. And as Rahul sir told, like how we should build our resume. So resume should be simple, sir. Nothing there would be means so much should be added, because as they are freshers, they don't need any time kind of a work experience to be added or should be show off. So if just in my case, I have done some internship from apart from the college. Okay, so just I have added that I've done internship in this language and build this project. And apart from the college, I have designed one project. I have mentioned that project, and all the academic whatever I've gone through in my academic career. Simple. I've made it very simple. So and basically one thing it was what silly questions they asked. Whatever the hobby you will be entering now. Sometimes what happened, and in the interview process they will ask you why you have mentioned this hobby. So means so whatever you will be mentioning in the CV, that should be it very clear that that you are adapting in your day to day life. Okay, that's all from my side. If you have any questions, then please go for it.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah,
I
super.
actually wanted to ask you that
Mm-hmm.
I have a like a post-selection question. I have. How is the?
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask about the bond period that is
Mm-hmm.
associated with IBM. Actually, how
Mm-hmm.
long is that bond period? Is
Because I was not get placed in IBM, so I can tell you one thing. I was placed in Capgemini. There was the means the bond period of around I guess 3 years. On that bond period, if you would be leaving the company, then some amount of means money you have to give to the company, that and then you can leave. Basically that is the bond period. But if in IBM I don't have that knowledge that how month or how many years they are giving the bond period. Maybe Subhasis must be knowing. Subhasis, is there any bond period?
Yeah, Simran. There is a bond period of 2 years in IBM. So,
So what is
but
the criteria for that? You can just tell us.
yeah, yeah. So the just like a normal bond process is that if you want to resign before the bond period, you have to pay
That
a
is
sum of
similar like
money.
Capgemini. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's but be rest assured, if you are selected in IBM, I don't think there is any chance you will be leaving before two
Leaving the
years. I
firm.
mean, I mean, basically you will enjoy your time at IBM. It's not a problem. You
Yeah.
can be rest assured. Yeah.
First of all, I would suggest whatever na. First, go for the interview, learn it. Don't take so much of tension, and rest. Leave it. Whatever be the happening in the future. Okay. Because there would be
thank you
you
so
will
much.
be learning very much. You would be must be learning many things about industries, because and then you will be leveling up. You means every day by day you will be getting some more chances. Okay, just
Okay, similar. One
yeah,
question from
yeah,
my
sir.
side.
Yeah.
Some student have doubt like means how to maintain pressure,
How to maintain
timing pressure, timing pressure. Means
Mhm.
solve the question within 1 hour or
Mhm.
30 minutes.
Mhm.
This is a kind of pressure.
No, no,
How to
we should not take that type of pressure, because they are giving much time to means complete the question. And if means basically they don't focus on what timing you are giving the answer. You must give, if there is 20 questions now, if you are giving 12 questions and that is right, they will go for it. If you have given 20 questions and many are wrong, then that will be a negative marking point also. Okay, so इसीलिए so that would so I would suggest कि you should go for less questions but give all the questions answer correctly. Okay, so because there is negative point also, because I think means that is bit forgotten by Subhashish, but I think there is a negative point marks also, right Subhashish? Hmm. because I think that when four questions are wrong, then and maybe they will be cutting your two right questions. That is the criteria, I guess, over there. So
E-
give more. I would suggest don't take attention about the timing. Give more questions, but means answer less questions, but answer it correctly.
Just one thing, Simran, are you mentioning about the coding round or about the apti round?
Apti round. I was
Yeah,
suggesting apti
yeah,
round,
there is a
not the
negative
coding round.
marking,
I
but
thought,
again,
mhm.
yeah, before their test, they'll clarify. There is, it can also be that there is no negative marking because I have appeared for interviews
Mhm.
where there is no negative marking. But again, the only thing where you can handle this pressure is by practicing the questions on your own. If you like practice it, then you'll be able to do it quickly. That's it. Yeah. So then
Yeah,
again, you
because
can
it
answer.
because everything there, whatever the questions they are asking, sir, that is a basic question which we are already learning in day by day class. There, when you will see the question, that is very basic questions. Because although company knows that we don't have experience, so how would be they will asking such a big question? Okay.
Okay,
And one
Subhasish.
thing I would also like to add about the pressure Rahul sir asked. So for that, just practice, guys. Practice the mock interview, practice the apti reasoning. You will get confident. After the
Mhm.
mock interviews, you will get confident that okay, I can handle this pressure, I can do in this time. So yeah, practice is important for handling the pressure.
Another new type of pressure is also there. AI, open AI.
Yeah,
Oh
correct.
Yeah,
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 there, yes.
yeah. Means is just find the questions, a solution from AI, and there are lots of solution is coming. What to put, what to not put. Right. This is
Yeah.
another type of problem. Right. Okay.
Mm.
Yes, students, any question, just ask.
But one thing I would add means when I was in the college, I was knowing that five questions from all the students, sir, you were asking three questions, and from me, you were asking five questions. That was great. Really helped me over here by handling this kind of pressure. So basically don't know about how we can handle this type of
Okay.
pressures.
Okay, student, do you have any questions?
Actually, I have a question for all of our three guests.
Yeah.
I want to know any biggest mistake that you made actually that we should avoid in preparation.
Not focusing more on the coding practice. And the second thing is building good projects. I did two projects, one during my internship, and the other one which we need to do in the final year, right? So when the one I was doing in my internship, that I was very much pretty sure like what I am doing and what exactly we are doing in that project. But the project we did in the college, because at that time I was placed with the company Mastech, so I didn't focus much on that. Okay, so that is the one thing I thought that I should have do in the past, that project and the coding practice. So yeah, focus on your coding practice, guys.
In my case, I was learning day by means I was really learning about C, C++, Java every day, but I was not focusing on database. But sometimes they have asked the questions about database, so I was got rejected from Cognizant on the behalf of database because they have asked many questions on database. So you should also learn about database, guys, and apti reasoning also. We sometimes we ignore apti reasoning, but in the first round they basically focus on apti reasoning. Mm. In the second part, you will get the technical questions, but in the first part, you will definitely get the apti reasoning part also.
Yeah, so basically that's what the others already explained. Basically, what is important is for you have to understand that only if you clear the apti round, you will be able to go to the next rounds, and then only if you clear the coding round, you will be able to go into the your interview round, right? So it's no point preparing for all the toughest questions in the interview if you cannot clear the coding round. So that is the most important thing. Apti, obviously, if you have practice, I'll give you the best way to practice this thing. Have four of your friends or your roommates try and pick up a FT paper and then try to solve it together and just see what happens at the end of the FT round. That's in that way you will be able to get the best practice, because if three, four, five persons join together and try to solve a particular paper, a particular test, that is the best way to practice to be on time. That is how it can be done in a fun way. And yeah, very uh, the best thing is be very light-hearted. Don't take too much pressure. Just prepare normally. It is just a normal interview. It is just a normal placement. Prepare normally. Nothing. There is nothing to be very very serious about. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, everyone have cleared this.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
Subhasish, thank you. Fantastic talk. Prerna, thank you very much. And Simran, again we will meet.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure, sir.
thank you very much.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much and all the very best, guys. You
Uh,
will definitely end up in a good place, all of you. All the very best.
all the very best, guys. Keep it up and don't be very confident and give your interview, give your best. And thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Just all the best to you guys, and yeah, you'll do good. Definitely, you'll do good. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Bye, guys.